Day 2, working on the Z. It has rained, and I had to leave earlier today, and the windows were left down, so there's a little bit of water on the inside, but it isn't too bad. I'm not too worried about that because this thing is so gross. So what I'm gonna try to do today is, in between rain, I'm just gonna try to take these seats out, take the whole carpet up, so that I can just nuke this whole thing. Ooh, just reminded of how gross this is. Ugh. So in order to get the seatbelt harnesses out, looks like we got some 10mm bolts. Oh boy. Oh, of course. Of course Nissan would make these different. They would be Phillips screws instead of 10 mils. Man, looking at all this stuff in the sills too. Might have to see if Dad will let me borrow the pressure washer as well. Because I mean, this thing needs to be blasted. Ah, man. You know, I'm glad the mice didn't like this MDF. It's held up pretty well. Alright, well this isn't sketchy at all. In the back of the Z on jack stands. You know what? I might break out the impact for all these screws. No! I try to pull it out the back. Oh yeah. I'm really glad there were like no other fasteners. Yeah, it's out now, and hopefully the thunderstorm will give it a nice marinade. Yeah, this is how it's looking after we got the carpet out. It still smells wonderfully ripe, and yeah, hopefully we could get the shop vac out here and get all that cleared up. It is ripe. I might try and get these seats out before it starts coming down too hard, so. Man, that is so ripe. I wish I could air it out, but it's starting to rain. Yeah, the rain is certainly picking up, but I'm not gonna give up that fast. Oh, fans know Broomy is back again. His usual tactics of being an absolute menace. Bring this all inside before it gets rained on too bad. Here, Jeep, take this. Dude, imagine these seats in the attic. That'd be cool. Alright, here's a quick peek before I close up the doors because the rain is really starting to come down. But yeah, plenty more access. Should be able to get those carpets out when I come out next time. There's the driver's side. So yeah. Figure while it's raining, I might as well give this fella a rinse. Ugh, that's just disgusting, dude. Look at that underside. That is so bad. Oh man, that's ripe. Looks like it wants to go negative first. Dude, I am not gonna knock over the mums this time. Don't do this without gloves, guys. I mean, seriously, this is like... I'm finally giving all of this mouse poop a chance to like compost itself. Alright, so I'm gonna give this a shot. I got some laundry detergent powder here. I'm gonna mix that with some water, dump it on here, and then I've got Broomy Senior, and we're gonna try to give it a good scrub. And just trying to break up all the chunks. You know, it's definitely raining, but I think the good old spruce is keeping me a little bit dry. The grind never stops. Now I think to really seal the deal on this, I'm gonna get some distilled vinegar, neutralize some of the bases that are in the detergent, and also to be an antimicrobial. Get rid of some of the bacteria on there, anything else that might be growing. There we go. A considerably safer piece of carpet. You can definitely tell there's been some damages, some irreversible damages. Let this one dry out, and tomorrow when it's not raining and I can get a little bit more time out of this, I'm gonna go ahead and take out the rest of the carpet and hopefully take it over to the power washer. We'll get that sprayed down and we'll see how much better the power washer works compared to this, because that is some bad staining. I mean, that's probably gonna have to take some serious baking soda, peroxide, something to get at least a little bit of that out of there. But this should be much safer now, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
It's another beautiful morning here in the King's England. It's pretty gross again today, but the clouds should clear up and it should warm up a little bit. But yeah, it went from like, you saw we were scorching in the first video. It was probably like maybe 90, and then it was rainy all day yesterday, and now it's like mid 50s this morning. You gotta love Kansas weather, Midwest weather. That's how it is. So yeah, we left off with the back carpet, so now we gotta go ahead and tackle all of this carpet here in the front. What's up, Angus? What are you doing? I suppose I can see if these back seats come out too, because there's probably a bunch of hidden goodies underneath there. Some more 12mm bolts. Whee! Well, that's a novel concept. It comes out in pieces. So I was having a hard time pulling the bottom cushions out, and it turns out they were just so stuck by rat urine to the bottom that it felt like another fastener. So it was just those two in the front. So now I'm gonna pull them out. I just gotta push these buckles through, and then I'll take those off separate so I can clean those as well. Man, this is all still in really nice shape for what it is. Really glad I pulled those out. Holy cow, hey, a penny! And I might as well pull out that MDF as well. But yeah, check this out. The foam, still in great shape, so I'll just have to go ahead and just disinfect it, but it's held up really great, so I'm really happy about that. That's good news. Alright, now it looks like just a bunch of Phillips screws to get all this MDF out. checking. I don't see any more screws in the front. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Beautiful. All these nests and such. Another pencil. That's awesome. Boy, oh boy. How about this? Probably got to remove that center console. And we got a couple separate pieces. Probably got to pull this trim up from the sides. And there's some trim back there. Oh, and the buckles. All right, we got the headliner temporarily tucked out of our way up there so we can get to work on the center console. In our beautiful center console, we have some extra screws. We have a dead, it looks like a massive brown recluse. Some webs, some more brown recluses, all that good stuff. So yeah, there's 2 screws we gotta take up there. Some mouse droppings we gotta take up there in the ashtray. Some more mouse droppings. And the center console is out. There are all of these connectors only go in one way. They're very specific to each type, so I'm not too worried about that, except there are 2 right here, solid black wires that go to other solid black wires, but they are male and female. So I'm not too worried about that. And it looks like this brace doesn't get in the way of the carpet, so all we need to do is take out that trim that's holding it in, take out the bottom parts of the buckles, and this should peel up. Missing one. Man, it looks great under here. Hopefully it does further forward too. Okay. Okay. Damage report. What's it looking like? Dude. Okay, a little bit squishy right there. Looks like there's a little plug there that was probably letting like rainwater through when this was on the road. You've got some suspect stuff right there. But dang, I mean, solid floors on a 280Z in Kansas? I'm stoked. Let's see how it is further back. There we go. That was a little hairy, but we got it around the e-brake. So that's where our frame rails are. And if you saw in the last video, they were definitely rotting out underneath. But, okay, so that's where it's rotting out at. You can see, that's it right there. That's the hole. There we go. But man, for a Z, I have seen
way worse than that. If that's the most of our concerns, I think this should be manageable. Let's check out the other side. I'm sure there's gonna be memes about this, about like, dudes will see a Z that is literally falling apart and be like, the rust isn't that bad. Yeah, it's true. It's still kind of gooey from all the mouse piss. Dude. So far so good. This plug is like still perfect looking from up here. Yeah. I think I found the missing screw. There we go. Let's check it out. Definitely a bit of rust going on in here where the mice could get through, but dude, it's even better on the driver's side. I'm really impressed with this. So I think before we get this back together, after we clean it out, clean the carpets and everything, I want to at least try to do a little bit to maybe repair that hole, just get it by for maybe another 5-10 years. You know, we can get it reasonably to either enjoy this car or for somebody else to enjoy this car, and just make sure that we can get it relatively solid. But yeah, it looks like the worst of our rust, maybe like right around there, right around this section, looks like it's starting to come through. If we can take care of that, we should be really, really solid. Now, as long as it's not, oh, there goes the headliner again. As long as it doesn't rain anymore today, I will probably try to let this thing vent out some, because, man, you guys better be thankful there's not smell-o-vision right now. This is beautifully ripe. So I think I'll go ahead, get the tools away, and then we'll get to cleaning these other carpets. So off camera, I went ahead and took off the front seat belts as well, just because I got a little zany, and I'm really glad I did, because a whole bunch more nest fell out. So there's gonna be a lot of cleaning. I mean, you can smell how much is just coming from there. So same on the passenger side. And unfortunately, I did sacrifice a little bit of material. You can see it kind of warped some of that thin like cardboard and stretched some of the vinyl, but I would rather be able to glue back some of that, not worry about it looking kind of iffier than it was, because the rest of this car, you know, it doesn't really have to look perfect, and I would much rather not have this thing smelling like mouse for anybody who wants to drive it or ride along in it, or anybody who owns it in the future getting hurt from, you know, an old like 78 Death Trap, which getting hurt doing that is one thing, but simply negligence from all of the bacteria and possible, you know, viruses that can be transmitted, that's just no fun. Nobody wants to get sick. So, bright blue sky. Look at that. Just a beautiful work environment this is right now, and I got a little something something. Oh yeah. Can't forget the shop vac. What are you doing? It's time for you to go inside, buddy. You want to go in, or are you just chilling here? Okay. I'm gonna use OSHA's favorite extension cable. Oh yeah. That was one of the most disturbing things I've ever witnessed in my life. Jeez, dude. Man, they really laid it on thick. Gross. So I did a little bit of work off camera, which I think was a bad decision because God pointed his finger at me and said, since you are not recording, you shall be smitten for it. Because everything started to go wrong. I went ahead and started to take these strut tower covers off, and fabric started tearing and everything. And then I noticed those little rubber stoppers right there have these screws in it that hold the fabric down. So I tried to take those out, and then they just started stripping. And I was like, okay, that's great. I guess I can lift them up enough to clean underneath them, because that is disgusting. And there were 2 evictions that had to happen underneath there. And then also here were these plastic side panels. I had to lift those up under there. That side came out okay. This side, I can't even get all the way out because that screw is yet another Phillips. Just fantastic design. You know, the engineer, I just really applaud him for that. Put another Phillips down there, stripped out. I mean, I cannot get this panel off without breaking it, and I really don't want to do that. So the best I could really do is kind of lift it back and hit it with a vacuum. But honestly, I'm thinking I might just, you know, spray my bleach solution down there and then just use water, because I think it will go down the seam to the ground. And as long as it doesn't pool, I don't really care. But enough of that for right now. Let's test out this new pressure washer on these disgusting carpets. Very nice. Ah, there they are. Nice. Oh. The unholy power cable once again. No, not the mums. Not again. Okay. Pretty. Wait, that used to be green, didn't it? Oh, dude, this stuff is like ultraviolet. Look at that. Foamy. Okay, it is another day of detailing, and I think I'm going to start to tackle these seats here. So what I have is I've got a bleach and water solution. This is just kind of an ambiguous measurement. It's kind of like 1 to 4, something like 1 to 10 should be perfectly fine, but I didn't feel like measuring, so I went overkill. So it is going to be spraying and scrubbing time on the seats. Okay. This is a different story. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to tackle the seat belts. Oh, especially when all that's left of the passenger's seat belt. Yeah. Ugh. No. Don't crap out on me now, sprayer. Please. Please. This is busted. This is so scuffed. I need a Zep spray bottle, man. I miss my Zep spray bottles. I mean, who am I kidding? Nobody likes a 2 + 2 anyway. But oh well, I got back seats, so I'm cleaning them. I don't feel any nests inside of these holes. That's a good sign. Okay, that looks really good. It already helps that these seats were in great shape. It's a nice simple idea, I like it, just using these chrome pieces to secure down the carpet. Pretty neat.
God, this thing's fucking cool.
Yeah. It's much cleaner now than it was. Freaking nerd. Good God, man. Scraping up poop mud. Oh, there's a little hole. Yeah, I am surprised that the spare tire valley is still in place. I'm just worried about it pooling in the bottom of that quarter panel. But I might just drill a hole if it gets stuck, truthfully. Came out from the car. I mean, and even there. Dude. Disgusting.
Really clever engineering, putting those continuously variable drain holes.
Oh yes. Now it's time to sop up and drain all of the water, which is going to be so fun. You know, I don't really need gloves for this. Here we go.
So satisfying!
Don't you try to smell it, or even to expel it. I've never seen a pig mat extorted to these lengths.
You're making some vast assumptions about my life.
Now I suppose some of the trouble with these like cardboard slash MDF pieces is making sure they don't get like too wet, because I don't want them to warp necessarily. Ain't nothing a bunch of super glue can't fix. And super glue and duct tape.
You sure you're actually cleaning?
Oh, disinfecting.
There you go. What rhymes with hantavirus?
An iPad with the stylus.
There you go.
Or not too dirty up top. Dang, I almost need a old toothbrush. A heart is made of hopes. That guy just shot the Pope. Yeah, I'm gonna get the toothbrush. That's so gross. How does it get in the connector? Disgusting. Purists are gonna look at these corners being on the concrete and be like, no, no.
Living in a mansion and singing Helter Skelter.
Scooby-Doo coming to the rescue again.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, go and eat this poo.
I was wondering if that was a backseat ashtray.
Oh yes.
That's so cool. Who needs backseat cup holders?
Oh, that's
How many ashtrays does your car have?
exactly, dude. Bottles, containers, they can have lids. Gotta have an ashtray. Cigarettes don't have lids.
Well, yeah, I mean, what's the point of a backseat if you can't smoke in it? Go.
Okay.
Yeah, first thing I've seen that's clean.
Right?
Not in focus whatsoever.
Oh.
He asked for $1.
You know what it's for. Bottle after bottle, he always drinks more.
No less important than a working class bitch.
He drinks a lot of liquor, but he don't drink piss.
Sometimes known,
As the leader of the homeless.
sometimes drunk.
Man, the kid's always phoneless. I love this leathery sock. Reminds me of an old man's extremities. Probably because it's from 1978. Ew. Delicious.
Cop knocked on my window. Boy, where's the fire? Got a mailbox on your bumper and a ball front tire. That's right. I'm the egg man.
Driving around.
King of the town. Always got my windows rolled down. Humpty Dumpty was a big fat egg.
Playing in the wall and he broke his leg.
Gross.
Kick it.
Little push button. Yeah, here you can witness the casualty of the passenger side seat belt. Very safe.
Just don't pull it that far out. It'll be fine. It's still strong enough.
Seat belts are tough, man. Oh, you can smell that?
I can smell something.
looked out the window, I seen his bald head. I ran to the fridge and pulled out an egg.
The egg! A symbol of life.
We all dressed in black. We step up around the pack.
We began to attack. The eggs did crack on Hayes's back.
Bucket's getting a little stale. Yeah, I gotta hit those with the brush. The EPA, if you're watching this, I just want to let you know that I've replaced the bleach water with regular dirty water.
And for gold.
Or rust. Boom. Fresh bleach bucket. Now we gotta finish off on the, I guess, exterior interior, since it is removed from the vehicle. It'd be great if I got this thing running and it had like an atrocious misfire because of like dead injectors or something. I just drove it to Burrito King and just got like a burrito in it, and it was just like bleh, 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 bleh. I think that would be funny. So I changed my mind with the pressure washer situation, filled it up with bleach and degreaser, and I'm just going to use that, try to hit everything and just let it soak, truthfully. Got a little zany and gave the engine a little sudsy soak, so we'll see if that does anything, but it sure is smelly under there still. Well, here it is after being mostly sopped up and washed out, and I can tell you the smell alone is already like a million times better than it was. I think a lot of it really is just, I mean, you can see how much is on the ground. I mean, that's all mouse poop and pee and just puddles everywhere. Much better now in terms of dung levels, waste levels. Much better to work in. So it is at least cleaned now. So stay tuned for the reassembly of all of the interior, actually in the patchwork of that passenger side, that I can get that filled in before I cover it up, just so that we can get that extra life out of it. And then the fuel pump should be on the way, and then the clutch and the brakes don't work at all, so I've got some extra parts for that as well. So there's a lot more to be done, so stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, guys.